African Americans think that they are safe in America simply because they're not getting deported.
I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok.
African Americans think that they are safe in America simply because they're not getting deported like everybody else, but humans are not. Trump is a racist bastard, but he knows what the fuck he is doing, and I have been paying attention, so let me come and bring to you niggas my findings. He started off by deporting Hispanics, but newsflash, it's not just Hispanics. He's deporting everybody who is undocumented regardless of your race. A few Jamaicans have been sent home as well. Then this nigga is trying to cancel the Employment Equality Act, giving employers the right to discriminate. And we all know who they're going to be discriminating against. Now all of a sudden, planes are crashing out of nowhere, okay? In the last 2 days, 6 planes have crashed. 6 planes killing innocent people have crashed. Now, I know you mans are slow, but you see everything I just said? Stay with me. Let me put it together for you. Immigrants today are the ones who currently do all the black jobs. You know, the jobs your grandparents used to do, picking in the field, working in the factories, all of this shit. And if Trump deports these people back home, then that opens back up more black jobs, right? And if employers are now allowed to discriminate against minority people and not be inclusive, it means there will be people that can now do those black jobs because their opportunities to work anywhere else that they desire will be limited. And if you get fed up and decide that, you know what, fuck this country, I'm going to leave and find a life somewhere else, there will be a psychological fear inside of you because you keep seeing planes falling out the air and innocent people dying. You're trapped and stuck. Yeah. I also hear that they're closing down schools in Texas. Man, them is down there saying, you mans don't need education. There's factories you can work in and, you know, carrots you can plow at the ground. And a lot of black nations, including Jamaica, their government has already came out and said, you know, we are happy to take our people back. So, yeah. And a lot of us Caribbeans, a lot of us Africans, a lot of us minorities that live elsewhere, we do actually have a life back home, believe it or not. We just simply go to foreign countries to make more money because the currency is stronger than our own. But we actually have some shit back home.
Let me tell y'all something. The fact that the El Salvadorian president said, hey, you could bring them over here. You could bring them over here if you let us trade with you. Terror free. See, what a lot of Americans don't understand is that American prisons and jails, yeah, it's not the greatest. It's not like being on the outside, but it's a whole lot better than the prisons in these other countries. Do you know that they don't have these whole humanitarian rights like we do over here? Everything ain't legal like it is, you know, the legalese like it is over here. Baby, they beat you. They beat you into submission. Okay, they really punish you. You steal, your fingers get chopped off. Huh? I remember I saw a story in Africa where it was 2 men, you know, doing what they do. And the African, one of the judges said, I will let you guys free when one of you gets pregnant. When one of you can get pregnant, then I'll let you go free. Then you'll be free. He's basically saying life. I think people really need to start being on their P's and Q's. I really, really do. Because they don't care what gang you from. Ain't gonna be no segregation. It's one big room with everybody in it from all different gangs. And now the El Salvadorian president got them over there planting gardens, giving back to the community, doing the right thing. If the guards don't get you to act right, the other prisoners will. Okay? They not playing over there. Over here is for play. Jails got big screen TVs. Everybody got their own iPad. They got commissary. They can make a full 5-course meal inside their cell. That don't exist everywhere else. Do you understand that there's no separation of jail and prison? It's all prison. You better get yourself together. Trump is not playing with y'all. Violent offenders, those that are extremely violent and just, you know, the jails here, they can't handle them, or they're constantly a problem, baby, you're going overseas and you're going to be on an island. You're not going nowhere. Ain't no escaping. There's not even going to be no black, no white, no Mexican, no El Salvadorian, no Venezuelan.
Okay, I'm wondering, since Trump canceled Black History Month. Where are all the Black Trump supporters who thought Trump cares about them? Do you feel like you were used? You should. They don't like you. They don't want you. Canceling all the history, they want to cancel you. Are you thinking now? Maybe you have a regret? Very curious.
They hate us, and they don't want us to know our history. That's not by accident, it's by design. Because the truth, if people actually knew real history, this country would not function the way that it does. They don't teach us history, they teach us propaganda. Slavery? It was bad, but Abraham Lincoln fixed it. Let's move on. Jim Crow? Racism ended in 1965. Duh. Native American genocide? Oh no! Manifest destiny, baby! They erased the truth because if people knew just how deep injustice runs, they might actually demand change. It's no coincidence that the same people that are banning books are the ones that are trying to rewrite history. Florida banned lessons on systemic racism. Texas rewrote slavery as involuntary relocation. Tennessee, teachers can't even talk about white supremacy. They're not just controlling history. They're controlling how people think. Ever wonder why the government wants you focused on the good old days? If people don't really know what happened, they won't see patterns repeating. If they erase the fight for rights, people won't know how to demand them. If you keep people ignorant, they'll accept the system instead of changing it. It's all about control, and it's working. They don't want us to know the real history of this country because real history is radicalizing. Real history shows just how power works, and real history reminds us that change is possible. So read your banned books, dig deeper, question everything, because history is not just in the past. It's happening right now.
I just wanted to say that boycotts and protests will not be an effective measure against this particular administration. Why? Because boycotts and protests are when the people have a vested interest. The people in power have a vested interest in the sentiments and the will of the people. This administration has made it clear that, in fact, it does not care about the will of the people. And so much so that they made sure that the propaganda leading up to the election, that they would say exactly what they would do. And so therefore they could say, once they started implementing these terrible things that no one was really paying attention to, they could say, well, you voted for it. The revolution will require a reimagining this time.
I'm glad you asked, but the answer is, what do? We build power. Because these forces that seek to eradicate our existence from this land and that seeks to take whatever resources we have left for their own benefit, we have to begin to pool together our resources. Nonprofit organizations with like mission. Nonprofit organizations with like mission should build coalitions. That's something that I've been working on in my business, The Creative Mind, which serves visionaries, nonprofits, and social entrepreneurs who are seeking to provide a solution to a systemic issue. However, the other ways that we can build power are right within our own community. If you know folks that need food, if you know folks that need shelter, if you know folks that need there are so many other ways to build community. During COVID, when we were on lockdown, myself and a group of about 4 friends decided that we were going to do grocery pools to make sure that no matter what happened, that everybody would always have groceries and that we will always be able to share a good home cooked meal among the unit that we had built. Also, during COVID-19, there was a Telegram group that I helped build called the Reaping Room. Within the Reaping Room, we were able to generate a user-generated stream of income just by the people in the room. And during the pandemic, we generated over $150,000 within the network that went to the people that all came from crowdfunding right there in that very room. These are just some of the things. I do encourage anyone who wants to look up the strategy to go to my website. I will be unpacking more of these things because I have been on this mission long before Donald Trump got into office. I have been working on housing solutions long before Donald Trump got into office. And I am not alone. There are activists, there are advocates, there are those of us who have many, many, many things and many solutions in our notebooks. They just need support. They need funding. They need infrastructure. They need people to man them. There are education models that have already been written up. There are mechanisms that are prepared for times such as this. But it is going to take taking your focus off of what you see in the media, what you see in the mainstream, because there is something that is sinister that is happening that is beyond the scope of anything we have ever seen before.
We boycott Target, the sales of Black-owned businesses goes down, Target drops those brands, and I'm not really seeing how that helps anybody. I think no one saw this coming, but we kind of saw it coming. Just the societal pressure that existed back in 2020. Let's even talk about like posting the Black squares on social media. A lot of companies did it because they felt like they had to do it. They implemented these DI policies because they felt like they had to do it. Now we're seeing the rolling back of these policies, and I think we're going to continue to see more rolling back of these policies because our leadership, and that's putting it generously, is making it more of a comfortable environment to be regressive. I'm a business owner. I've been doing it for about 2.5 years now. I have a flavored syrup brand for coffee, seltzer, cocktails, and I don't have any experience in a national chain, but I have a little bit of experience with like retailers and just in the small business circle, so I have a little bit of insight. This is just my 2 cents. Getting into a national retail chain like Target is an intense, capital heavy process that can take years sometimes. And we celebrate brands like Ghetto Gastro and Tabitha Brown's brands who have made it to this national level, when we often don't see people like us, Black owned, minority owned, BIPOC owned businesses make it to this national stage because it takes so much money and we are traditionally underfunded businesses. So I think it's important to keep in mind like the effort that it takes to even get to a place like that. I think if you want to boycott and stand in solidarity with Black owned businesses, you can't do something that will inadvertently hurt them in some ways, because while you may want to take your buying power and purchase directly from their website, every single customer that they get at Target, that is every single dollar that they make. Every person that has come into Target to buy that brand in the past and goes there to re-up every single time may not then go to their website. They will probably just replace it with a different brand. Boycott Target, the sales of these Black-owned brands dropped. Potentially they get dropped from Target, and then I don't really know what that has. Did we really stick it to Target by not buying from our own businesses? Because realistically, a place like Target is just going to replace these brands that they drop, or that people aren't buying, with different brands that other people are going to buy. So realistically, it's not really causing that much damage to their pockets, unfortunately. I think if we're saying that we're going to support diverse owned businesses, we have to meet them where they are. So if they're saying, hey, we worked really hard to get into Target on a national stage, we need you to go to Target, we need you to purchase our products from there. Or if a business is saying, hey, like Amazon is my best channel, that's how I reach the most of my target audience, I need you to purchase from me from there, I think we have to meet them where they are, because there is no one size fits all solution for thousands of brands out there. So what's the solution? I don't think there's a one size fits all, and I don't think we're going to be able to come up with an answer in a week. I think we need time to organize and get as many people as possible on the same page. I've seen a lot of great ideas out there from great creators. A lot of it involves buying directly from the sites, but we have to listen to the brands in order to keep them in business and flourishing in the way that they know and they have done research to prove, is the most effective. These are very difficult times to navigate, and no one has the correct answer. I think we kind of have to work through it and not get mad at the brands for not knowing where to pivot and how to move forward in this. So the thing is, meeting brands where they are, keeping them in business, because that's number one priority, and working through this to find a solution together.
If anybody has a list of Black-owned businesses that do the same thing, let me know.
A list? I think I Black girled a little bit too close to the sun. I created an app. I saw somebody in the comments saying that they're looking for like a Black Amazon. Sister, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. This ain't Amazon. It's denial. I can show y'all better than I can tell you. Come on. On this app, there are over 3,000 Black-owned brands listed in almost every single category you can think of. And I mean every category. Skincare, hair care, nail care, feminine care, hotels and villas, hairstylists, restaurants, grocery stores, luxury wear, handbags, wedding, home and kitchen, babies and kids, swimwear, lingerie, plus size clothing. Y'all, the list goes on. We are 40 and counting. But since we were on the topic of grocery stores and convenience stores, let me show y'all y'all what that section looks like. So under services nearby you, click on grocery stores. It will direct you to a page where you see all the Black-owned grocery stores in the United States of America. At the moment, we have 26 Black-owned grocery stores. On here, you have the option to filter by state and by the type of grocery store that you're looking for. So maybe you're looking for an international market. Maybe you're looking for a farmer's market. Go ahead and select your filters and click search. Once you do that, it will load the grocery stores that matches your filter. Just click on whichever one you would like to visit. Once you click on it, it will tell you more details about the store, the hours of operations, ways to contact them. There's also a link to their websites. And if you're living close by and you want to visit in person, there is a Google Maps integration where you can just click on the map and it'll take you directly to the Google Maps app so you can start driving to the grocery store. You don't even have to put the address in. Most of these stores actually have online stores, so you do not have to visit in person. They will ship the products to you. If you have a service brand like a restaurant, a grocery store, a beauty supply store, shoppers and clients can actually rate their experience on this app as well. We want to ensure professionalism, customer satisfaction, and to give constructive feedback to these services. Click in the link in my bio and then select download directory, and it will take you to download the Spaces app where you can immediately access the Black Now. You can also add it as an app on your phone. Click those three dots at the top right, I believe. And once you click that, you will see the option to add it to your home screen. Once you click it, it will literally look like an app. It takes you directly to the Black Now. I created this with the intention to make shopping with Black-owned businesses as easy as possible. I am a UI designer and web designer, and I noticed that there are a lot of Black-owned directories, but many of them aren't as user-friendly or optimized for our mobile devices. I saw someone in the comments saying that they were looking for something that's a little bit more techy and something a little bit more user-friendly, and this is perfect for you guys. So if you have a Black-owned business and you would like to add your business to the directory, or you would like to sell directly on our website and app, you can do that by just clicking on the List Your Business tab, and it will instruct you on how you can do that. I love you guys so much. Mwah.
African Americans think that they are safe in America simply because they're not getting deported like everybody else.
The
But
group of people she's referring to prefer being called Black Americans rather than African American. So if you're watching this, what are your thoughts on this? Black American watching this video, would you really want to be reminded that you'll be deported, or are you scared of being deported? Like, what are your thoughts on this? If there's one thing that I love about this community is how they survive, is how they thrive, is how they find ways to innovate, to create, to do things that are imaginary, that's beyond imagination, beyond what we can see. I don't know what you think about this video. Black American watching this, what are your thoughts on this? And if you have anything to contribute as an immigrant, as a Caribbean, someone outside looking at this from an outsider eye, what do you have to say about this? We want to hear from you. Let's have a conversation around this in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here. Like the video for recommendations, subscribe for more, and also turn on the bell so that you get more videos related to this. I appreciate you.